Welcome back, everybody. I am here with Alicia, and we are going to do another behind the scenes interview, funnel interview demonstration for zero to clients. And the reason that I've been doing these different demos is because I operate under the mantra, you can't model what you don't see. And for so many practitioners and coaches who are just getting started online, whether you've had a clinical background, whether you've had experience or not, it's so difficult. Like you can't picture it. You can't understand what it is until you see it. And I think that's why so many well-educated, smart, capable professionals hesitate. They hesitate to go online. They hesitate to invest. They hesitate to get started because what if it's a scam? What if it doesn't work? What if I can't get my money back? Like all of these types of things. And so I want to dispel a lot of the myths that are keeping professionals who really can transform lives from showing up online, from investing, from getting started, from learning the tech, from all of that. So that is what we are going to do today. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and what you do?
So hi, everybody. My name is Alicia Christian, and I actually am a pediatric nurse practitioner, but I also have MS. And because of my MS diagnosis, I decided to start looking at alternative measures on how to care for myself. And it's been a journey. I was diagnosed in 2010, and I was just trying to figure out everything. And then once I surrounded myself around a lot of, health professionals that were part of a faith that I was a part of at one point. They're called medical missionaries. And they educated me on how to actually reduce inflammation. It completely changed my life. And so with my background as a nurse practitioner and just being a nurse in general, and then just incorporating those things that have helped me with my MS, I was like, I have to share this with more people. And I've been doing that for free. And then once I found like Lori, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to actually share this in a way that is not only benefiting people, with just their health concerns, but also benefiting me in the way of freeing myself from just constantly, in this rat race of being a nurse practitioner. So that's my actual program, is actually helping people reduce inflammation. Well, those that with MS reduce inflammation to increase more energy. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm so excited to just be a part of this whole program.
Amazing. And what, you could have done, I guess you could have gone more in like a clinical practice way.
Mm-hmm.
What made you want to go online? Like, given that you are a nurse, right? You have regulations, right? You
Mm-hmm.
have regulations. What made you want to venture into the online space?
Well, I wanted to reach more people, right? And I knew that initially I knew what I could share. I didn't really know how to share it with just people in my area, right? And to really advertise it in a way that would be beneficial to those that would need this information. And I've taken actual programs online and seen the benefits, and then finding out that the practitioners are from Vancouver and from different places all over, the world, basically. It's like, why wouldn't I want to do this for people? Because what I know, what I think is almost common knowledge, it might not be to the average person. And the programs that I've taken, they weren't common knowledge to me. And to those practitioners, it was. And so I was like, let me be a blessing to someone else and share this with as many people as possible,
I love that. That is such a really good reframe, because I think a lot of people, especially people who have experience, right? You're a pediatric nurse practitioner, you have experience. We take it for granted a little bit. We're like, but everybody, why would anybody pay for this? Like, everyone knows this. And it's like, no, not. And even if they did, it doesn't seem to matter what they know. It's what they do.
Yes.
Right. I mean, being in Zero to Clients, you've been on calls, you've been in the Facebook group. Like, there are people who clearly, because we tell you what to do, who don't do it. And then there are people that do.
Right.
Right? Like in any program, right? There's people that belong to a gym and they go, and then there's people that don't, right? People, I mean, you're a nurse, right? There's varying degrees of compliance,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
And so just because you think people know things doesn't mean that they're doing it. And the benefit, I think, at least online, is in the doing, right? In the coaching, is in being able to interact with them in that way.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like you were saying, I think for me, I should say, the reframe for me being in your program was the idea of not feeling nervous about sharing this information and thinking, oh, what if people don't take this information and actually utilize it for themselves? And then so that is scary for me to then go out here and start this business. I had to think of it as me being a practitioner. It's like, I have this information, I'm sharing it with you, and I can't be responsible for what you do with this information, but this is my gift to you. And when you give anyone a gift, you don't know how they're going to receive it. You just hope that they take it and be grateful. But if they're not, it's not your responsibility. And so that's been my reframe. I thank you for that, because initially I was so afraid to take that leap because of that. Because I was like, oh, Alicia, they might not take this the way you think. And it's like, that's not your responsibility, Alicia. So thank you, Lori, for that, because that's been one of the major shifts for me.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. And it's so true. And we hear that all the time, from people who have so much experience. Like, it's this, and I love that you brought that up. So thank you for even just being vulnerable to bring that up, because I want everybody who is watching this, who is contemplating but not feeling like their content is good enough, or not feeling like, that, or feeling nervous that they're going to be judged or this or that. Like, the more I do this work, the more I see that we all have, myself included, we all have those same fears. You're not alone, you're not isolated in feeling that way. And so it's interesting that if we all have them, how much could they matter? Do you know what I mean? Like, how powerful could they really be if every single one of us at one point or another has felt that way? Right.
Yeah.
And so that's, I sort of like to think about that too. I'm like, yeah, same. And you can also move through it, which you have, which is amazing. So what we are going to do is we are going to show off your online business. So let's start off from the very beginning, because with all online businesses, regardless of whether you live in North America or not, it doesn't matter your time zone, it doesn't matter who you serve or how much experience you have, the mile markers that you need to have, the pillars that you need to have, and the mile markers that people need to go through are the same. And that's what I'm trying to demonstrate with these interviews, is that every single person I've interviewed lives somewhere different. They grew up somewhere different. They come into Zero to Clients with different experiences and different backgrounds and different beliefs. And we take all of that and pour it into the framework that we've already set up. Right. And so we need a way to have people know that Alicia exists. So basically there's two ways: you pay for it, or you do it organically, or you do a combination of both. So three, I guess. And then we need to capture the lead, and then we need to nurture them, and then we need to educate them through some type of like webinar, masterclass, something. And then you enroll them, and then they go into the program, and then you work with them and you coach them inside of the program, and then they can ascend into a next level program. Every single online business is the same, right? If you look at the people that you are following, the people that you admire, you can probably figure out what their lead magnet is. You can figure out what their free masterclass is, or their 3-day workshop, or whatever it is they want to call it. But it's the mechanism, right? right? It's the same mechanism. So let's go ahead and you can share your screen.
Let's see. Can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yes, I can. Okay, so we are inside Flowy. Now, I saw an email earlier. I don't think you said you had your ad set up, correct?
Right. I don't have that yet. No.
Okay, so are you doing anything to grow your email list at the moment?
I've just completed everything. So I'm just at the start of launch.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah.
Yes. Okay. So we're just okay. So let actually stop sharing for 1 second because I want to explain what this is. This is actually really good because some of the other people that I've interviewed were a little bit ahead of you in the journey.
Okay.
So I think this is really important because what y'all see on the internet is a finished product, right? What you see from me, what you see from, again, those practitioners and coaches that you follow that you think are killing it, and maybe they are, and maybe they're not, maybe it just looks like they are, but it's a finished product. And so I love that we're sort of coming in between building and launching, because you get to see what it looks like when you create your online business from scratch. So before you can launch, we need to build certain things. And so inside of Zero to Clients, when anybody comes in, you go through phase 1 build and you build the funnels, right? There's 4 funnels that we have you build and you work through them in sequential order and you submit all of the content and we do the tech for you. What was that like for you? Was it challenging? Was it fun? Was it a combination of both?
It was a combination of both. And it was a thing of I'm that type of person. I just plow through things. I'm like, I gotta get it done, gotta get it done. And at the same time, I was, there were like different hurdles that were happening in my life. It was like, okay, I can't plow the way I used to plow. So it was just that back and forth, like just trying to find the balance, because normally if I have a task, I am like, got to get it done. But there was plenty of time, which I was super grateful for. Because I was like, oh, I'm gonna get everything done before Lori says I have to get it done, But I realized, I was like, okay, Alicia, the whole point of this is, to take your time and really focus on what is, your signature program, right? Yeah. What is, meaningful to you and what you want to share. And so that was definitely helpful for me and a learning lesson for me.
Yeah.
But there were times where it was difficult because I would trip over my thoughts and be self-conscious. Like, is this the right information? Am I putting too much information? Should I add this? So you're constantly back and forth. But then once I met with the team, a few times, just really like talking through things and with other people in the program, it was like, oh, okay, Alicia, calm down. Like, this is how you break it down. And you don't have to put all this information. It's more like the simplicity point of it. Like, more, obviously, yes, but you don't have to put everything into it because it can be overwhelming. So, learning that piece too. But I've enjoyed the process. Yeah.
How did you use coaching? Because there's unlimited one-to-ones, and then there's coaching, and then there's like the tickets and all of that. You can submit your content. And so what did you find the most helpful?
I found the group coaching really helpful. I mean, I did all of them, but I felt like the group coaching was really helpful because there were other people in the room. And so you can kind of like hear what they're going through and then take different ideas and things that you were getting from that group and utilize it for yourself. And also at the same time, it's like, oh, I'm not going through this alone. Oh, that's the same thing I'm dealing with. So it's like, it's nice to have all these other people to kind of like take information from, and then vice versa. So I really enjoyed that piece of it.
Yeah, same. I love my coaching calls, like being able to have that conversation. And the best part about it is when other people jump in and they're like, have you thought of this? Or here's an idea for that. Yeah. Like, it is just, it's the best. It's the best. And you can't get that same energy in a one-to-one,
right?
In a one-to-one sort of way of working with people. So, okay, so you just finished build. So in zero to clients, when professionals come in, there's two phases. There's phase one build and phase two launch. And so you go through build and you build your 4 funnels and you submit it to us, and then we build it for you, and then you get it back. And then when all the funnels are built, you get to graduate into launch, and then you come in with me and we work on your webinar and we work on your beta launch. So this is where Alicia's at, is that she has now built all of the funnels, but she hasn't started doing anything front facing. So
Right.
we get you to do all the back end stuff first, because trying to grow your email list and finish your program and post in your Facebook group and do your lead magnet and it's very difficult. And it leads to overwhelm. So we get you to build all the things first, because then you have also a solid understanding, because it's super congruent, and you build all of it, and then you come and you work with me in launch, and then we actually go through the steps to launch your online program using our beta launch strategy. And so this is where we're at. Okay, so share your screen. So now Alicia is at the point where she's like, okay, am I going to use ads? Am I going to do organic? These are decisions that you are in the process of making so that you can start to grow your email list. Did you have an email list prior to coming into ZTC?
No.
Okay. So now we're at the very beginning of like, okay, cool. Your lead magnet funnel is done. Now we actually have to start using it.
Right.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so why don't we start from that place of, you can show me your lead magnet.
Okay, let me, the share screen thing is in the way. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes the Zoom controls are a tad annoying.
Let's see. Is there a way we try? Oh, there we go.
Just
Okay,
move
cool.
them. Yeah.
So I believe I have all my tabs open. So this is, can you see?
There we go. Yep, I can see it. Discover how to have more energy with MS. So very clear. If somebody saw this in their newsfeed, if somebody was scrolling Instagram and you were talking about either how you got more energy having MS, or a mistake you made trying to reduce your symptoms, like anything about MS, they're going to pay attention. Right? And the people who don't, like, I'm not paying attention to that because I don't have MS.
Right.
So I'm going to scroll on by. I'm going to go pay attention to the posts about perimenopause and hot flashes. That's what I'm going to go pay attention to. Right? That's where I'm at. And so whoever resonates with this is going to enter their name and email. And because it's specific and it's very clear, right, for individuals with MS, they're going to subscribe to Alicia's email list. And when they hit download now, they're going to hop over to the thank you page. So it's just, I think it's your next tab over.
Oh, and then there's my little.
There's your bio, and like, love the colors. Yep. Love it.
This is my thank you.
Yep. And this is your thank you page. And so now they are on the email list, and they're going to go into the Facebook group. So at this moment, there's no one in Alicia's Facebook group, and there's no one on her email list, but the funnel to get them there, the assets to get them there, is now built. So now we have to go and show up online in order to actually start attracting the ideal client. And so, yeah, so that's done. So when somebody goes on the email list, now we're going to go into Flowy. There we go. Yep. And we're going to go to automation. It's second. Yep. There we go. And so just do a little scroll. So we're going to go into automation. So what an automation is, it's basically a set of rules that have a trigger that kicks it off. So that it's magical, because you can set up as many rules as your brain can think of. And so we set up all the automations for each one of the funnels inside of Flowy, which you get for free. So you get a free Flowy account, which is basically your all-in-one online platform when you're in zero to clients. And we set all of these up. And so when somebody subscribes to Alicia's lead magnet, they go into the lead magnet opt-in funnel, and they're going to get the automation. So the trigger to kick off the automation is getting the email address. So if you just click into lead magnet opt-in, it's like the middle. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And you can see that these are the rules, right? So when somebody subscribes through the form, right? Name and email, a tag is added identifying that they subscribed to this lead magnet, then it waits, then they get the first email, then it waits a day, and then they get the second email. And so all of this is automatic, right? So for example, if Alicia does her webinar, or she's doing a Facebook Live, or she even does a talk in person, right? We have a lot of practitioners who do talks in person, who put a little QR code on the last slide, and people can click over to the lead magnet opt-in page, right? It doesn't matter. As long as she has that link to that opt-in page, she can give it to somebody at a grocery store. She can give it to, it doesn't matter. And she's collecting emails and growing her email list. And so after they subscribe to the lead magnet and they get the piece of content, go back into workflows. So it's left. Yep, there we go. Perfect. And you can see the next workflow is the KLT plus E workflow. So that's there. Yep, perfect. And so do you want to talk about what customizing these emails was like for you? Because these are really your introductory emails to your new email subscriber. Like this email subscriber came most often outside of like your immediate circle is a stranger, like a complete stranger. It could be from on the other side of the world, a complete stranger. And so you need these automated emails to really introduce yourself, to get them to know you and to like you and to trust you, so they want to continue to consume your content. So what was customizing these like for you?
It was actually, it's so wild because you've done an amazing job with like giving us like a template, but adding in like my essence, strangely enough, because I'm pretty, extroverted and bubbly, it was just so, in some ways, it was kind of like hard because it was like, I don't want to be too extra, but I'm like, I am extra. I'm just who I am, But so it was just constantly battling back and forth with just being myself. That was really it, But besides that, it was easy.
Yeah, it's so interesting, right? Like it's so interesting. One of these days, I'm going to do a whole deep dive on the psychology, of women. I'm going to say, because I don't work with a lot of men, but
right,
psychology of women and our resistance to just showing up as ourselves.
right.
That's a conversation for another day, another time. But so you finished them.
Yes.
Emails, you gave them to us. We built them in this automation for you. And after people go through this automation, the next step would be then inviting them to your webinar. So do you have your webinar registration page? And how is navigating Flowy? Like, how is the tech of it for you?
It's so easy. I remember, because I've obviously been in the programs, before you actually introduced Flowy. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be great. But then when I actually got into the program, I was like, oh my gosh, into the system rather. I was like, this is like the easiest, system ever. Because at one point, before I even knew about you, met you or whatever, I had a subscription to another program. I won't say which one it was. And so it was so difficult to navigate it. I was like, well, how do I put anything in here? So it's so easy to just navigate it. And I'm a pretty techie person. So I know I'm not biased. I think this is it's such a super simple program, and it's just easy to just implement really anything into Flowy. So it's an amazing program.
Yeah. And I love, and I don't know how like deep into Flowy you've gotten, but once the clients start coming in and you're able to see, the lead like your subscribers with the lead magnet tag, and then eventually you'll have another lead magnet, and you'll be able to be like, okay, how many people have this lead magnet and how many people have this lead magnet? And you'll be able to see like which lead magnet people prefer, basically.
Right.
You'll be able to see it because of the tags and stuff. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
Once you sort of start to really use it and you start growing. So this is your webinar registration page. So you're doing your webinar October 24th, which is great, super exciting. And so you're going to bring people from your email list now. let's talk some truth for just a second, because I am not one of those BS, like, oh my gosh, you're going to make $1 million in 5 minutes kind of people. You have no email list, you have no social media presence, you have no people in your Facebook group. So, and I want to talk about this because I don't think enough people share about this. Is that if you're not going to use ads, I'm not sure if you are or not, but if you're not going to use ads, the growing of your email list is slow going.
Okay.
So when you go and do your webinars, you might only have 25 or 50 people in your audience. Right? Not every single person is going to sign up for your webinar. Maybe if you have 25 people, maybe 10 will, right? If you have 50 people, maybe 20 will, and not everybody shows up. And so I'm sharing this because I really want to dispel the myth of 2 people showed up for my webinar and that's a failure.
Right.
Right. When somebody comes to a call and they say, only 12 people registered for my webinar. And I'm like, well, how many people are on your email list? And they say 37. I'm like, that's amazing.
Right.
Fabulous. You only have 30, like you put 12 people in a room. Like you want to present to them? Like imagine standing in front of 12 people.
Right.
Right. So I think it's really important for people to understand that, because when you're first starting and you are starting with zero audience, 0 emails, 0, and you're not going to use ads and you're going to use organic, which is fine.
Right.
I do not want people thinking, oh my gosh, it's not a build it and they will come scenario. It's a build it. And then you have to go show them that you have it.
Right.
Right. So I think that's really important to talk about, because I don't want anybody to have incorrect expectations. Right? Incorrect expectations. And so what we say inside of ZTC is the first webinar is just a test. It's just for practice, because most people have never done a webinar before. Have you ever done a webinar before?
Not really, no.
Right. So you've never done a webinar before, right? So like all of these things are these beautiful first time experiences. So it's so important to set expectations correctly.
Right.
Right. Okay. So you have this webinar page, and then they register for the webinar because they, of course, want to know how to conquer MS fatigue. And then they register and they're going to go to the thank you page. Amazing. And then again, there's the call to action to join the Facebook group. And then we need to get them to show up to the webinar. So we're going to go back into Flowy. Yeah. And we're going to go back to, yeah. And no, we're staying in the automations. Okay. So scroll down. Yeah. And we are looking for webinar registration and push to show. And this is the automation. This is the workflow. See, active webinar tag. So they will be tagged webinar, then it will wait, and then the sequence will start. So the emails are scheduled to go out based off of this date, right? So it's all automatic. You don't even have to think, oh my gosh, did I send the reminder email for the webinar? You don't even need to think. Alicia customized these ahead of time. She gave them to us. We built them out for her. We set all the dates. We did all the things. And so now that build is done, her time is freed up to go and actually practice showing up, right? To practice creating content, to practice doing Facebook Lives, to practice her voice and how she wants to be perceived, and different headlines and different tests of different messaging, because it's all so new, right? It's all so new. And so from the webinar, we're going to go into the enrollment. So do you have your checkout page?
Yes. No, wrong thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can actually go back. You were right. No, you had it all in order. I skipped a step.
I did. I was like, everything's in order.
No, you are correct. 100%. So from the webinar, I forgot this step. From the webinar, they're going to book a call, and they're going to book a call with Alicia, and they're going to get on a call with her, and she's either going to enroll them into her beta test or she's not. And then if she decides if it's a good fit and she's going to enroll them, then they're going to go and she's going to enter their information on the checkout page, which is the next step. Yep, perfect. So they don't see this page, right? Clients don't see this page because you're doing it with them either on Zoom or on the phone. And then after they complete the checkout, this is where they're now going to get that first onboarding welcome email being like, welcome to the MS Energy Solution. I am Alicia. I'm so excited to work with you. Here's everything you need to do, including your username and password to log into the Content Hub. And so that's the next step that this now client started off as a complete stranger. Now client is taking. So go over to your next tab. Yeah. Perfection. And then they come in here and they're going through the protocol, right? So they're getting emails, they're getting check-in emails, they're getting reminders, and they're going through the signature program that Alicia created. And then they're attending coaching calls with her. Are you offering any one-to-one calls or is it just, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk a little bit about how you structured your online program?
So what I will say, I definitely appreciated the idea of you telling me I could change up things, right? So the way I structured it was where I just wanted to explain to people like it initially, like where this whole lack of energy would come from, and then just really breaking down what MS looks like. Because I know for me, when I was diagnosed with MS, I felt like people didn't give me the actual information. So I broke it down into a space of like just understanding what energy means, what MS is, and then also just different supplements, just giving just the information in that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And so when they come in, how many one-to-ones are they getting?
Two.
Okay. And then you're also do group coaching.
Group coaching as well, yes.
Yeah. Okay, amazing. How was it getting your Content Hub back? You can stop sharing, by the way.
Okay.
How was it getting your Content Hub back?
I was blown away because as you're actually putting all this together, it's just, you're just doing something. You're just kind of like plugging and chugging. And then when I saw how beautiful it looked, I was like, I know I'm a professional, but I was like, I'm a legit professional now.
I love that.
It was so beautiful. Like, I just could not believe how beautiful it looked. And if I weren't, in this position, I would be attracted to my own program. So like, just the way you guys put it together was seamless. I could have never done this on my own, like not at all. So I'm just so grateful to you all. You have no idea. Seriously.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And so, okay, so so it's all done, it's all built. And this is where now it starts to get real. Now you're like, okay, it's all built behind the scenes. And now you have to show up.
Right.
So what are some of the things that are coming up for you now that we're in the launch stage and we're, planning at your beta launch? What are some of the thoughts that are running through your mind?
Am I able to like get all of the things, in place in terms of for me to be seen, right? Am I in a place to actually get all that done and to be consistent? That makes sense. And I know that I am, but that's what's coming up for me right now. Yeah.
And what do you know about yourself now that you didn't before you started Build, like before you started ZTC?
That I am braver than I thought I was. And I know that sounds kind of cliche.
Oh.
But initially when I took on, it was one of your initial programs just to like get in to Zero to Clients. I had all the thoughts like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do all this, mentally, physically, financially, like everything, all the resistance was thrown in my face. Just boom, no, Alicia, you can't, you don't have time, whatever. And just to taking that leap, that was like the bravest thing I've ever done, to invest in literally. Like, I just feel like, okay, if I can do this, I can do pretty much anything at this point. So yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you for this. Thank you for showing up and being honest and open about what it's like, because I just with so like I'm on this kick of like, no, you have to understand, like, I want everybody to get a real picture,
Mhm.
right? Because I think that the more real people I show, right, the more relatable it is to be like, oh, well, like she's just like me, or he's just like me, they're just like me. I can do this too, because we all have the ability to transform lives.
Right.
Right. And the idea that you're not doing it because of tech or because you don't know what to post on social media, to me, is just ridiculous.
Right.
Right. At this point, because I'm just like, can you follow a checklist? Like, can you just follow the checklist? Like, if you can follow a checklist, you'll be okay.
Right.
And I just don't want it to go to waste for anybody. So I really appreciate you sharing and yeah, just having this conversation.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And I will say before I go, I'm also a single mom. And that alone, to know that you're a single mom and have made this happen, it's just like, okay, Lori is out here making it happen. I know I can do this. So thank you so much for being that example as well.
Yeah. I am making it happen, and I was 10 minutes late today. So there you go.
Totally fine.
I'm making it happen. It's better late than never.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you for everybody who is watching, and we will talk to you again soon. Bye.